Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to come to your house.
So we're going to take a couple minutes and answer the most common questions we get asked so that you will make this process just a little bit easier.
Another great question that a lot of people ask us is, why are some companies cheaper and more expensive?
And what we try to do is compare apples to apples, but we try to, our customers, try to get the best value, the best equipment, and quality equipment. We don't sneak any prices or tell you later, oh, by the way, let's add a line set or add a disconnect. We put it all up front so you can be transparent and see what you're gonna pay by the end of it.
So when we come out to your house, you're gonna get the price, you're gonna get us, giving you options of what we do have to, and that's why we come to your house. But once we leave your house and we actually give you an estimate, that is the price that we're going to be giving you.
So another thing to think about is we're licensed, bonded, insurance, everything. That's another part that we also make sure that we do to make sure if something happens to your house, you are taken care of.
Another question that a lot of people ask is, how do you get clean air in your house?
So we try to do a combo of things, but the most one we use is using a very good filter. We use higher the MERV, the better the filter. So our body right now cleans the air to MERV 8. What that means is that's how much particles and how big that particle is, and that your body can filter through. Whatever the smaller particles, your body will have to actually fight to get that out of your body. So what we do is put a MERV 16 filter in your house, so it gets smaller particles, so your body's able to recover while it's at home, and then we combine that with an iWave.
So that actually pushes ions into your area of wherever you're living, and so what that does is it helps with allergies, mold, dust, even static electricity a little bit. It really allows you to sleep at night and recover.
So with those two combos, you pretty much have a hospital grade filtering system, and it's better for your house.
Oh, one more thing. There's no replacement parts on the iWave. So it's really good, and it lasts as long as your unit does, and we can check it and make sure that it's working. But I mean, you don't ever have to change anything on it, which is really unique. Another question that a lot of people ask us is, what is SEER? And it's actually Seasonal Energy Efficient Ratio. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about it?
So in the state of Oklahoma, the minimum SEER right now is 14. Next year, 2023, it's going to move up to about a SEER 17, but then it goes into a SEER 2. But right now, it's about how much energy you use during those peak time of the years and how much money you'll save at that time.
Yeah, so higher SEER, the more money you get to save.
Another common question is equipment.
When could we put it in? Well, to get equipment, actually, it's anywhere from the next day to about a week. We're not really far out as far as getting the equipment.
And time to put it in is usually anywhere from 6 hours to hopefully 8 hours, depending on the ductwork that you got to put in. So sometimes it might run a little bit, but most of the time we'll get you running in that day. A most common question that I love to answer is, why use us? One thing is, my dad has been in business for 40 years, and my older sister is working.
Don't talk about my age.
We're not talking age, but at the end of the day, we care about everyone we put a system in for, and we care about our employees. So that's what makes us a better company. Anything else?
Well, we definitely strive for those 5-star reviews. So we want you to refer us to somebody else. So we're going to do what's right for you and your family at your home.
Another common question is, what is pricing?
Now we have different tiers. We have one tier that's going to be the single stage unit. It turns on at 100%, and then it turns off when it hits temp. And that is about a 14 SEER to a 16 SEER, and you're looking anywhere from 8,000 to 10,000.
The other option is a variable speed, and that ranges from a 16 SEER to 18 SEER, but it ranges from 10,000 to about 15,000.
Now our better SEERs is about 18 to 20 SEER, and you're looking anywhere from 18,000 to about 20,000.
But what that includes is also you get 10 years on parts, 10 years on labor, 10 years on service for those higher end, and it's a worry-free program.
Yes, and it has some great features to it. we'll probably get into that later. Okay, another question is what brands does A&T Mechanical actually sell? Well, we'll sell you anything you want, whatever best fits your needs. We are a premier dealer for Lennox. My dad's actually had Lennox a part of our company for about 20 years, so we are experts in that as well.
The other option, before the pandemic, we had a relationship with another company, and they sell Mana and Daikin. And why we built that relationship is because there wasn't very many parts at that time in the pandemic. So then we started building a very good relationship with them to allow us to have any option so we can make sure we get the equipment to you fast and quick.
Now, I do want to say something really quick. I know we didn't talk about this, but the Daikin is a little bit different. The Daikin fit is really a skinnier fit than most of the condensers out there. That kind of helps, like if you have a really small area that you need to get it in, and it actually has a higher sear than a lot. But they're all three a great brand of equipment.
One of the most common things that we get asked is, do we have financing? And that is a yes. We actually use it through Tinker Federal Credit Union, and it is at a 4.99% for every year. It has to be $1,000. So if you spend $5,000, it's 5 years, and it'll go up to 10. So if you spend $11,000, it will go at 10 years. So that's your options.
Now, they also do debt to ratio. So if it's a signature loan, it's really quick. You would know probably in the next 10-15 minutes if you actually qualify for that. But we do need to know that before you actually get an install done, just because there's a lot of paperwork that needs to be done as well. Okay, one of the other common questions that we always hear is, what type of warranties do they actually offer you in the companies?
So first thing is, all equipment has a 5-year part warranty. But if the company or us, we always register it for you, so you have at least 10 years on parts. And then we also give you a 1-year labor warranty.
Now, there are also very different tiers that you can also have. We have 5-year tier, or we also have the worry-free program. It's 10 years worry-free, 10-year labor and parts as well. Okay, a lot of people ask us, what would you put in your house if you put something new in yours?
So in my house, it's not about the equipment. It's how you put the equipment in. Our team, our company does a lot of training in-house. We also do a lot of training with the guys in any kind of product we put in. So it's about how you put it in, take those procedures, and make sure we do everything correctly to make sure your system runs correctly. And we exceed industry standards.